All right, so we're out here October at the land. It's not raining. It was early this morning. But anyway, I got a guy coming here. We're thinking end of October to pick up some of this pine and some of this other stuff here, and want to get some of the stuff out that I wanted to keep. So this oak here that I just cut up, I tried pulling the whole thing up and lifting it, and I couldn't get it to pick with the loader. But just to show you what's on here, that's 11 feet long, and it's 12 feet around, 11 feet before where it's kind of notched off there on the end. So it's probably like 11'6", whatever. But that gives you an idea of what the tractor will pick there. I didn't get any wheel weights yet. I actually was playing around just with the carriage bolts, and I'll probably show you that in a second. It's definitely a metric size square hole because I just picked up some SAE carriage bolts, and one is just a little undersized, and the next size up, which I think it's 1/2 and 5/8 for the two sizes I have, and 5/8 will not fit, and half you could probably make work, but it definitely would be a little too big. Okay, so here's a quick look again at what we're talking about. And like I said last time, the back part of this, where this is round here, and the back side of this hole is actually square, and that's where you'd lock in that carriage bolt. But my plan is to go all the way back to where the hole is in the rim with a longer bolt. So this is what I got here. This is a 1/2 inch carriage bolt, and like I said, the ones that were used with the John Deere hardware, those were metric, but this does have a square head carriage bolt, and the next size up, 5/8, is too big. This square will not fit in the square in the tractor there. So I'll show you how we're going to do that here in a second. Okay, so we're going to put this bolt in, and I'll show you what the deal here, why it's loose or whatever, why it's not quite the way it should be. So you can see it looks like it locks in pretty well, but then when if we can get this to focus here, we get this in, if I pull that bolt out, there's still just a little bit of play. Now I guess that wouldn't be a huge deal because what you're actually doing is clamping it, and the way that carriage bolt is designed is so that you can run the bolt up tight so it doesn't spin. I'm pretty sure it's not going to round over in that hole. It feels like it's tight enough where I won't be able to spin it, but it's probably not quite the right application. But I may end up going with that because these were like, what was it, $1.79 a pound or something. I mean, it was bulk hardware, so it didn't cost much. And I don't know off the top of my head either what length this is. I just grabbed a whole bunch of random longer lengths. This looks like this would probably be plenty long to get that next weight on. So otherwise, like I said, the way John Deere has it figured, you actually go from this weight here and you just lock it in there and you clamp it to this weight. This way, I'd actually be clamping it to the rim and clamping both of these weights to that rim. So it's probably what I'm going to do. This isn't exactly perfect, but it should work for this application. Alright, so I had these pine logs that I had on the wood pile. I'm pulling these all out. So, and these are pretty wet, which isn't that big of a deal because the guy that's picking them up, he's not burning them this year. He's got plenty of stuff, but I'm going to pile all that stuff on the outside here. So I don't know what I'm going to do with the wheel weights, if I'm going to search for some sort of special metric carriage bolt or what, but I don't know. I'd like to have another set of wheel weights. This thing still seems awful unbalanced when you put, you know, like what I have here. These are probably about 8s, maybe 10s. And then I don't know what the length is, probably close to 11 again because it's off quite a bit there. Yeah, it's probably about 11. So, and it's wet pine, it's heavy. So, and working on this pile here, this was that oak that I wanted to get pulled out and get that off the ground at least. And then, I don't know, I'll cut that up at a different amount of time, I guess, or different time. Alright, so I've been pulling out, there's all sorts of pine that's kind of underneath weeds that was dropped over the summer by those tree trimmers. So, found these, I'm going to pull these out with the loader. Couldn't bring them right down the trail, so I had to actually sneak them around from this part over here and drop them there because the path is too narrow to get them, they're too wide. So I'll bring the 3025 down here and we'll pick those up. Alright, so that's actually really heavy. I had to put it in 4-wheel drive. There wasn't enough weight to get on the back. I'm just going to trim off the end over here. I just can't get it through, otherwise I don't have a spot that's wide enough to make it through. Alright, so we're going to wrap it up here. I think we're all done for the day. I got the grass cut here. Didn't really need it, but I just wanted to flatten it out for fall. The kids have put on since I set the odometer on the four-wheeler 3.2 miles, the go-kart ran out of a tank of fuel already. It's the second tank they're on. So they've been doing a lot of mileage with that, and been pulling out some logs as well with this. So other than that, I'll keep you locked in here on what's going on.